What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about AMC, GME as well as the broader market. So today AMC was down for 12.77% for the day. It had a high of $29.23 for the day. The average volume on AMC has gone up a little bit to 54.87 million, but today's volume was around 94.75 million. As we already know that the volume on AMC was almost around 200 million just the last couple of days. Now today the volume was low as compared to what it was in the past few days, which was a big sign that the stock is definitely going to tank. And if this is the way the volume keeps coming in, I'm pretty sure the stock is going to go down a little bit more further. But the way the things were all set up this morning, it was expected that we might get some sort of a uptrend into AMC as well as GME. We were expecting some huge green candles coming into it, but nothing happened. The volume was very low as compared to what was in the past few days. So the stock went down 12%. And now when we come over to the GME, GME was down for 7.25% for the day. It had a high of $183.34. The average volume on GME is around 4.52 million, but today's volume was around 9.08 million. So what I can say is this: the volume on GameStop is definitely to that level the way it was in the last few days. The volume definitely went down a little bit as compared to the last few days, but it hasn't gone significantly the way it has gone down in AMC and HYMC. The volume has gone down to the floor. Now let's come over to the SPY. The SPY was down for 0.62% for the day. It had a high of $461.20. So as we know, there was quite a lot of upside that we were experiencing since the last couple of weeks. So this was a slight breather coming into it. Now we know for sure that there is nothing good sentiment coming around the stock market. Still the stock market is going up, and for how long this can happen we don't know. It's just the market maker and the Wall Street are going to decide when they're going to start bringing down the market real badly. But right now, for the meanwhile, I personally believe we're going to experience a little bit more uptrend coming into the SPY. Situation in Europe hasn't come down to an conclusion yet. We are expecting some sort of a solution coming out of the meeting. A lot of people are pricing in that the war will be over, but you never know, anything can happen. Putin might not agree to the demands that the Zelensky is having it for Ukraine. We just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. But personally, right now, there is no clear cut indication except the SPY is definitely going to go up from here onwards. Now let's come over to the options flow for AMC. Now when I increase the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing, I can tell you for sure there are still a lot of whales who are buying call option that's going to expire in 8 days, and they're betting a huge amount of money where they are betting that the stock is going to go up from here onwards, which is definitely a little bit doubtful as compared to the current scenario that we are having around AMC. The stock price has gone down significantly, 12.90% just today. There were not much of a put buying happening into the stock, but still there are a lot of investors, those who are betting quite a bit of money in very short expiration time that the AMC is going to go up from here onwards. There were these three bets that came in. One was $34 call option that's going to expire in 8 days. These are 2,744 contracts, and this individual is paying $373,000 for it. There was this put option that's going to expire in 50 days. It's a $28 put option, and this individual is buying 5,700 contract and he's paying 3.99 million for it. There was this 3450 call option that's going to expire in 8 days, and he's paying $457,000 for it, and he's buying 2,988 contracts. These were the only huge contract that I saw in the entire options flow, and it's a pretty mixed sentiment. Some people are onto the downside and majority of them to the upside. Now when I look at the chart, you can see it for yourself. The call ratio is still higher than the put ratio. Definitely it has gone down significantly as compared to yesterday. It was all call options that was coming in. Now when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the retail is doing, the retail is still on to the upside. They are almost all of them on to the upside. There are hardly any put buying happening into AMC. They are expecting there will be some sort of a upward momentum happening into AMC from here onwards. And let's come over to the options flow for GME. Now when I increase the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing, there was this one whale came in. He bought a $155 call option that's going to expire in 1 day, and he is paying 1.44 millions for it, and he's buying 600 contracts. This is an absolute YOLO bet that this individual is paying. The stock price has already gone down to $163.89. I'm not saying that it's not possible. It might be possible that the stock price might go above from here onwards, because when he placed his bet, the stock price was around $174.97, but the stock price has gone down significantly. It's going to expire in another couple of days. Hopefully, this individual is able to make something, but according to the current price action, this bet is going to go south. Now, when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the retail is doing, the retail is still on to the upside as compared to HYMC as well as AMC. I can tell you very clearly, GME, there is a lot of call buying still happening into this stock. The retail is having a very big sentiment towards the upside. There were hardly any put buying still happening into GME after it had a pretty downtrend into the market for the entire day. Now, when I bring up the chart and see the put to call ratio, you can see it's a very green chart that you are seeing in GME. Majority of the individual are onto the upside, and they are all betting that the GME is going to go up from here onwards. Now let's come over to the options flow for the SPY. Now when I bring the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing, so these were the two whales that came in. One was the $510 call option this individual is buying. This is a leap that this individual is buying. He's giving a 624 days expiration time to himself, and he's buying 14,486 contracts, and this is a $41.4 million that this individual is paying for it, and he's betting that the SPY is going to go above $510. And the second bet was the $437 call option that's going to expire in 50 days, and he's paying $13.5 million for it, and he's buying 4,640 contracts. Both of these bets indicates that a lot of big institutes are definitely bullish towards the upside for this pie. Now definitely there is a change of sentiment, but I would say the entire option flow is still on to the downside. Majority of the investors are on to the downside. There were just few call buying that's happening in the SPY. Sentiment has definitely changed from last couple of weeks. There were just only straight up puts that were happening in the SPY. Now these investors are definitely having some sort of a sentiment towards the upside. So when I look at the chart and I see call to put ratio, definitely the call side is it's slight bit lower as compared to the put side. When we talk in terms of logic, there is no good sentiment that is coming towards the SPY. There is no good news around the world right now. We have the COVID cases going up. We still have the Europe crisis between Russia and Ukraine still going on. There is no solution coming to it, and we have a very high inflation right now. This thing can literally turn into a catastrophe, but it's up to the market maker and the Wall Street to decide when they want to bring this thing down. Because the way the market is going up right now, it makes no sense. There is no logic in the upward momentum that we are experiencing into the SPY. There is no one out there who can actually logically explain that why we are experiencing an uptrend but still the market is going up, because the market maker plays a huge role making an upside or a downside to the stock. As we know, there was a lot of fear in the market. A lot of investors were having the put options or the shorts to the downside, and then they reverse the market, so that all those positions will go to waste. Rest we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.